So let's get straight on with it as we go to Loftus Road, where Queen's Park Rangers are now busily building a new stand to go with this one that went up indeed only 4 years ago. The other one is on the other side of the field, which in fact should be ready by the end of the year. That is progress for you, and Rangers now say that they have the team to go with that progress. A team that comes to this match having lost only one league game, and now with Ian Gillard at number 3, having his first game of the season, and Mick Leach coming in at number 9. As for their visitors, Cardiff City, a most disappointing start to the season for them. They're bottom of the second division with only 2 wins all season. But they keep the side now that drew at home in the week with Brighton and Hove Albion. Rangers, meanwhile, have the man who's replaced Rodney Marsh, Stan Bowles here, £110,000 from Carlisle. Gibson giving Bell a bit of stick, wanting him to go faster down that left wing, and it was Bell who crossed the ball again there. Rees is right in there, falling over, and Clark very nearly putting it in there for Cardiff. In fact, Clark's shot cannoning off a fallen player, and from that sort of range, with his power of shooting, it quite likely would have given Parks no chance. So Cardiff, who've looked the more determined side, again convince everybody that they're having the better of it at the moment, with just over 20 minutes gone. Gibson again. This time he's got Gil Rees on the left, number 10. Cross again towards Brian Clark, got up well. Woodruff fighting for it too. Foggen. Rangers really a little muddled there, finally getting themselves out of trouble with Venables, and then they're being put in with a chance now as Bowles takes it up. Phillips stopped for a moment, and Irwin, a fine save from Stan Bowles. And Woodruff could only half get to that, couldn't play it where he wanted to, and it's Venables again to take it up for Queen's Park Rangers. The ball for Francis. Still Francis, letting one go, and another fine save by Irwin. 2 very fine saves, both of them on the ground, from Billy Irwin in the space of a minute. Venables to Bowles. Rangers now beginning to catch the breeze. Francis. Mark Busby to Gillard. Cross low this time, right across the goal. Oh, and Phillips very nearly putting it into his own goal. He panicked at the last moment and very nearly succeeded in putting that into his own goal. Quite a good long one there, and Gibbons trying to flick it on, and Stan Bowles flicking that just over the crossbar. When I would have thought a fair proportion of people inside the ground must have thought that there was a chance that might have crept just in under the bar. Busby getting it away to Bowles. In turn trying to get away from Phillips. Clement, who coming up very quickly, and the ball into the path of Jerry Francis. Was he pulled down? He's given a free kick. I thought for a moment it was a penalty. He pointed towards the spot and ran that way. But it was the wrong interpretation on my part. In fact, he then swerved off to the edge of the penalty area, a yard further on, and that would have been a penalty. As it is, a free kick. Venables playing it there, and another beautiful save from Clement, and that time into the side netting from Bowles. Tremendous shot though from Dave Clement, and really superbly saved once more by Billy Irwin. Gibson, Gibbons, Bowles. Oh, a nice bit of shimmying there by Stan Bowles, and a little pass through and a flick on, and Francis couldn't quite reach it. Leach trying to turn it again, it's not away yet. Francis going in, everybody's going in, and finally Bell gets it away. But some really nifty building up again by Queen's Park Rangers, and Francis just unable to get to the shot that really would have counted. Gibson, Givens, Gillard, Leaving it for Venables. Busby. Still Busby getting in a shot, but it's too high. Well, it's certainly a beautiful day to be coming to football anywhere. Gillard again. A long one forward this time for Leach. Got Givens in the middle, and Givens now will hit this one! Oh, a fine goal for Queen's Park Rangers! He really caught it beautifully, and from the moment that cross came over from Leach, which was missed by the Cardiff defence, Givens was on it like a flash. Good flick on there by Busby. Carver now for Cardiff. Oh, turn that into the path of Busby, and Busby going on. And he shot wide, but in fact, Bowles was offside, and technically there's no doubt about it. And that was quickly closed by the Rangers' defence. And Busby turning it on for Francis. In turn now for Givens. And Givens is away again. Down he goes. And that is a penalty. Givens brought down. And I don't honestly think Cardiff can have too many complaints. Givens was completely through. That beautiful through pass. And down he went. And so Queen's Park Rangers get a penalty. And it's Givens who's going to take it. He scored one. Can he now beat Billy Irwin in that Cardiff goal? Givens against Irwin, and that's 2-0. So that makes goal number 6 now in this season for Don Givens. Givens, Hazel, and Busby a long one forward. Venables beautifully on now for Bowles. Oh, a tremendous goal! A fantastic goal by Queen's Park Rangers. The whole length of the field that had the hallmark of teamwork about it from deep in their own half until Bowles finally got hold of it and hammered it left-footed past Billy Irwin. What a tremendous goal to put Queen Park Rangers 3-0 ahead. Well, it's Bowles who finally banged it in, his 3rd goal since he came down for Carlisle. Givens letting it run. Bell to cover him. Turning in one way, turning in the other. Givens with a chance to get a shot in there, cannoning off Murray. Ferguson. Everybody waited, and Venables got possession of it. Givens turning it on. And an own goal! No, there was a push. There was a push by Leach. Well, some exciting stuff there, and Queen's Park Rangers, with a game in hand on some of them, now move up to 6th in the table, with another home game to come next Saturday. And Cardiff now, they are 2 points adrift of everybody else, alas, at the very bottom. And now to discuss the merits, or indeed otherwise, of both sides, Jimmy Hill.
It was an afternoon of contrasting teams. Queen's Park Rangers full of bright hope and ambition, and Cardiff beginning to despair, both on and off the field. But nevertheless, it all added up to quite an enjoyable afternoon. I think Rangers were a bit shaken by their first defeat at Hull, so severe was it, and they lacked confidence to start with. But once they got going, it was one-way traffic. What I really enjoyed was the chance to have a look at their 2 new players. First of all, Stan Bowles, £110,000. He's a naturally left-footed player, but what a sweet left foot it is. He moves people out of the way well, just shimmies them away, and you can see him doing it here, making the space very well for that left-footed shot. Good save there, low down from Irwin. But in the second half, he had the opportunity he'd been looking for to score his 3rd goal. Shows his style there. Once again, a very good move. Building up from defence, a first-time ball there, and believe it or not, that's Terry Venables jumping and nodding the ball onto him. And watch again how he cuts to his favourite foot, easing the way there towards his left and then tucking it in the corner of the goal. So much, £110,000 Stan Bowles. What about Don Gibbons? Only £38,000 and cheap by comparison. He's got two very good feet and he finishes so well. This is a slightly mishit cross there, but look how he holds out. Really hard and firm off the meat of the boot with his left foot. And when it came his turn to take the penalty, see which is his natural foot, because he's bound to use that one, and it's his right foot. Not a bad goal scorer, 7 goals already, and Queen's Park Rangers are wondering whether they've got the buy of the season. So much for buying, but I really feel the Rangers' future will depend on youth policy and the coaching ability of Gordon Jago. Yesterday, my eye was taken by one of the homegrown players. I've mentioned him before. His name is Jerry Francis, and I think he has quite a future in front of him. He's got a bit to do yet, but I was impressed with the area of the field that he covered and the way in which he was ready to defend when the occasion demanded it, and here how he shows his skill to wriggle out of a tight position and then just eases the ball off with the outside of his foot. He spreads the play out well, no lack of ability with either foot to pass the ball, operating in the middle of the field, and he's generally there when moves are breaking up from the other side, and then he'll come away as a springboard to initiate an attack and then pick it up after there. But what I really liked about him yesterday were a couple of occasions when he was shooting. And he showed what a good shot he's got in his left foot. You can see he dribbles mostly on his right foot, but there's power in that left foot and accuracy. That was another fine save down by the post from Irwin. But look at this first time shot here from Francis. As it's rolled across, he runs in. That's a really class shot by any standards. But they're a bright, enterprising side. Stan Bowles is an entertaining player, and I think they're going to be in touch with the leaders at least until the later stage of the season when it'll be the sprint home.
Well, just before we leave Rangers, I must just show you a little laugh they had with Jimmy and I in their programme yesterday, referring back with these couple of cartoons to the day that Jimmy had as a linesman. The top one, you've got the disgruntled cameraman as Jim and I stand poised to go on, saying, "I only get to go on if both linesman and ref get the cramp." And below it, we have Jim, who's got on and is now saying,
"And I said, no go, or would you rather wait and be proved wrong tomorrow afternoon?"
So our thanks to Rangers for that. And the cartoons, in fact, there were by Len Marshall.
Sissons with the throw. Rodriguez. Only one man in the penalty area. That's a good ball to Craig. Craig trying to step past Venables. Venables recovering at the second attempt. No, he's not. It's still Wednesday. It's Sunley. Sissons. Sissons trying to the left foot. That's a swerving shot. Goal! Tommy Craig has got it again. One of the Tommy Craig specials that either go in or miss by miles, and that one was in from the moment he left his foot. In the 8th minute of the match, Tommy Craig's 8th goal of the season. Sunley. Joycey couldn't quite bring it under control. Hooked away only as far as Clement. Sissons. Craig. Tempting to give it back, but Watson there to pick it up. And Watson again. Francis. Through to Bowles. Fine ball player when he gets in his stride, Bowles. That's for Thomas. Thomas trying to go round Rodriguez. Oh, good cross. What a good goal. What a beautifully worked goal. The scorer Leach. Thomas, the man who made it, with a beautiful cross. And a superb header by Leach puts Queen's Park Rangers level. Magnificently worked goal. Bowles, the pass out to Thomas. Thomas round Rodriguez and a fine cross. And the header that finished it all off from Leach. Sunley. Prendergast. A goal! It's been promised for something. It looks like Coyle. No, Coyle's got his hands in the air, but the scorer. Prendergast, I think, but a lot of people are raising their fists in the air. The man that's being congratulated will sort out. David Sunley getting a pat on the back. David Sunley, I think, is the man who hit it into the net. Everybody was throwing their arms in the air in delight, but the way the handshakes are being distributed, it looks like David Sunley. Rodriguez. Prendergast did get ahead to it. Watson. Holsgrove thumbing it straight back. Sissons is onside. Gets it back, a header, and number 3 on the whistle. Joycey, that's finished it. Sissons put it across beautifully. All Joycey had to do was get his head to the ball, and he did.
£200,000. But Rangers put that behind them and went flat out for promotion in the 1972-73 season.
Leach running on it! Beautiful goal! Beautiful goal! Collins. Casper and Fletcher again forward. Collins caught in possession. He was waiting for Casper to get back to an onside position. Gibbons.
Don Givens, Jerry Francis and Dave Thomas were now at the heart of the Rangers' attack. Tired home to Queen's Park Rangers. Anything Roger Davis could do, Kevin Hector could match.
Davis gets it again. Well, Hinton's getting an awful lot of corner practice. Nish. Hector, 2-0. Davis got it. Hector. Number 3. Hector showing again what a brilliant finisher he is. They all missed it. Now Davis. Hector. To Davis. Number 4 it is now. Hector's third. And bowls for Queen's Park Rangers. That's Francis. It's dangerous. Leach. Yes. And Queen's Park Rangers have salvaged something. Venables for Queen's Park Rangers. Number 8 is Francis, number 6 Todd, and Francis was winning that all the time. Now they've got players loose. Oh dear, he's done it. Gibbons, and what a mess that Derby defence was in.
Clement. Little chasing back, but he beat him. Here's Thomas. Leach. Getting past Nicol. Oh, fine goal by Mick Leach.
Promotion was achieved again, but this time Rangers had a team, not just to mix with the big boys.
First its action, it comes from the Den, that boisterous home of Millwall, and yesterday their first big-hearted job for the Millwall players was to show their appreciation of the achievement of Rangers, already virtually assured of a place in the First Division as they came out for this game, an honour Millwall so narrowly missed themselves last season. Today then, the Lions from Millwall field this side for the Derby game. Unchanged, least known name I suppose is the number 10, Mickey Kelly, an 18-year-old from Erith. Their opponents today, also unchanged, Queen's Park Rangers, with a side that has bounced the club back into the First Division after their one season there in 68-69.
Queen's Park Rangers, to all intents and purposes now in the First Division, mathematically still needing 1 point. Venables, but they've come here still with twin aims this afternoon. They've still got their sights on the Second Division Championship, where Burnley are the favourites. And also they need to clear up a little matter of Millwall having won 3-1 at Loftus Road in November. The ball back there, and a great shot there, just past the post by young Mickey Kelly. Young boy from Erith and only 18, only just in the Millwall first team. But he really had Phil Park springing across that Queen's Park Rangers goal. Wood played first time and sweeping left there towards Mick Kelly. Playing well there, Kelly, and now with Cripps. Dorney for Brown. Well, he might get a chance. He's going past tackle after tackle, and a nice little heel there, and Bolland! Oh, and a magnificent save once more by Parks. Good football there by Millwall in a very confined space. making a chance for Bolland, when really I suppose he should have scored. Kelly, the number 10, also had a part in it. And a tremendous save by Phil Parkes. Rather wild kicking there by Brown, but it's Thomas now in possession for Queen's Park Rangers. Bowles played back to Venables, all very tight and restricted in there. Francis now, Bowles, and now opening out again for Francis. Good control play there by Queen's Park Rangers, and a shot by Jerry Francis that is way past the post of Brian King. That's the corner. Leach was there. Bowles is right back there, hit a good one. Francis also trying to hit one. Mancini helping it on its way, and that ball is in the net, but it's offside. Givens quite clearly offside, Don Givens. Mancini. And Kitchener up very well indeed. Kelly turning it on now for Brown. Through the legs of Venables that time, turned on nicely there. Once more Kelly, and Wood is right in there, shot on the turn, and just past. Good control on his body that we've seen already once or twice today. Good chest traps, but that was on the chest and on the thigh. Hitting it on the volley as he turned, but wide. Brian Brown with the free kick. Bolland again, hopeful of leading him first. Harry Cripps trying an overhead. Kitchener there too, and the Millwall crowd behind that goal incensed that there was a handball, but in fact it was a purely accidental one, if it was one at all, in the helter-skelter of that penalty area. And quite right, the referee didn't give a penalty. And still at 0-0, the ball with Watson, and now with Thomas. It's a better looking cross, and it's there by Don Givens. There we are. For so long Millwall had the chances. Rangers had seemed to lack a bit of ambition, as they're already of course in the First Division. But then the long cross from the left, and Don Givens there with his head before the Millwall defenders, making it goal number 26. And away goes Bowles. Oh, neatly over Dorney's head. Good play here by Bowles. And alas for him, for the Rangers fans as well. And he's apologising to them. There wasn't the power of finishing there, but that is the final whistle. And it's victory for Queen's Park Rangers that mathematically now certainly takes them into the First Division. They were assured really before they came. The only goal of the game being scored by Don Givens just 5 minutes from the end, making a final scoreline after a very disappointing game really at the Den today that reads Millwall 0, Queen's Park Rangers 1.
Well, of course, it's difficult to assess Rangers on that. After the pressures of the past weeks, it's inevitable that they were soft-pedalling a little. So really it wouldn't be fair to ask Jimmy to say, are they a First Division side or aren't they? But he's got other views on the game in any case. Jim?
What was the real question today was why Millwall lost that game, having had so much of the game and yet ended up without a point. One of the reasons was Phil Parkes, a really first-class performance from a goalkeeper. I don't think I've ever seen him play better. Millwall were really on top at the start. This is in the first minute. Young Mick Kelly there, beautiful first-time shot, well saved by Parkes. Promising player, Mick Kelly. He's only had 2 or 3 games for them, and he really showed his ability yesterday. But look at this nice move coming up now. Good play from Millwall. Nice passing, a good dribble there, flicked off. And there's Mick Kelly again with his left foot. And what about that for a point-blank save from Parkes? What can you do if you can't get that kind of ball in the net? But with a goalkeeper in inspired form, sometimes it can be difficult. There's Harry Cripps up the left wing. Looking like a 2-year-old there, crossing a good ball, well flicked back by Order, and you can see Wood here, number 9, trying to get behind it so he can get power. But Parkes has still anticipated it and gone to the left there to make that fine save. And lastly, the most difficult shot of the lot. This is by Gordon Bolland. He's a long way out, but he hits a dipper here, hits it on the out there. Top spin on the ball, and you can see where it pitches, catching Parkes out, but he gets up as he goes down at the same time to keep the ball away from the goal. Really, that was what stood between Millwall and a victory early on in the game yesterday. But what else? Jerry Francis, a player I've talked about before, midfield player for Queen's Park Rangers, son of Roy Francis, who incidentally signed on for Brentford the same day as I did, many, many years ago now. But Jerry really is a complete all-round player. Look at that chest trap there. But also, what he does when Harry Cripps comes flying in. He's so cool, having taken that ball down. His football brain's working at lightning speed. I think he's learned a lot in close play. You can see here his coolness again as he puts it through the legs of an opponent, and also how well he lays it off. Never mind the danger, he's getting the ball back to his own man at that time. I think he's learned from Terry Venables the coolness that's necessary to play in the middle of the field. Prodigious work rate he's got, but look at this close passing here, which would probably measure up to any First Division standard. There he is, he knows where the ball's got to go now, and this is another thing I like about his play. Once he's played it, he's always off into another position looking for the return. There he is now, finally, with a first-class left foot shot there, which just slips past the post.